everybody, welcome back to the channel. Well, we've just walked in the front door. Well, I've been here for an hour or two, just getting everything unpacked and stuff off to the washing and everything sorted out. And I thought what I'd do is I'd run you guys through the firing up of my system, because I can't wait to hear it again. I've been hanging out. It's been one of the things that I've been missing quite a bit while we've been away, even though the next few videos to come are ultra next level equipment. My gear's in that league as well, so I'm lucky enough to have a wonderful hi-fi system that's well sorted out in this room. So I thought I would just run through exactly how the thing has sat here in hibernation for 6 weeks or so. So let's wander through, and I'll turn so on with the light switch. Into the room we come, and you can see the Wilsons are all packed up in their dust covers, amplifiers, and the rat and all the system is all covered up. And I guess the next thing that we'll do is unwrap everything. I'll show you what I did as far as isolating power goes and everything while I'm away, and we can have a look at basically what happens next. Well, here we go. Got my new tripod that I bought while I was away, which I think is going to come in really handy for the channel. So I've got it up and tilted down so you guys can see the next stage of all of this, which is just unwrapping, taking the dust covers off my Wilsons. And there they are. Dust covers off the amplifier, the main system. Of course, this is me seeing it for the very first time as well, but it is as I left it. This is just the sort of thing that I will do, just to cover everything up, keep dust out of everything, and essentially have it in pristine condition. It all got a nice wipe down before I left, and I gave it all a clean. I got my lovely Wilson audio dust covers for my Alexias, and yeah, now it starts looking a little bit more like as you remember seeing it in the room. I'll next go through the whole firing up of the system process, because that is a process as well. I unplug the amplifiers out of the wall. I unplug the Plexar 3000 power conditioner out of the wall as well. So all of those things need to go back in, and then it'll be a nice little gentle start up and let everything warm up nice and gently for a little while before I actually start playing some music. Okay, so now we'll get into the back of the amps here, and I'll get my power cable and plug that in there, and then we'll move on to the Plexar. Alrighty, now for the Plexar, the power conditioner. So this is its power feed. So I'll just make sure, because it's a 20 amp, so plug that in, and then we'll just flick the power on like that, and then we are ready to go over to the other amp. Now for the other amplifier, we'll just reach in, its power cable's just sitting there, plug it in. Okay, it's in. We'll see what else we've got to plug in. Okay, so everything's plugged in. So it's the three main cables for the Vitus monoblocks and the power conditioner. So that's all set up, ready to go. So now what we'll do is we'll head around out the front, come out here to the power board. I'll open that up and have a look at that. And in this power board here, I have three separate switches here for the three dedicated lines that are in my room. So I will hit those up so that they are on, and you can see that. And we are essentially, I think, ready to go back in there and start turning things on. Just basically getting the amps to warm up and make sure that we've got, and sure enough, if we look down here, we can see that we've got the Vitus standby lights on. So let's just let's just turn the amplifier on. It's set to class AB. Clicking into gear, head over here to the other one, and again you can see that the sign is on there and it's clicking into gear as such. So, and then up here, turn the power, you can see the power light there, which fires up the SACD, CD, room core, etc, etc. Now the DAC, and again it comes to life, and essentially we'll just let all that warm up. We'll head up over here and we will, actually what we haven't done, which we might be able to do now, is grab this cable here and plug it into the power supply, the S-Booster Mark II power supply for the ether region switch, and then we'll flick the light on here, and sure enough, there's the light there. So that's all essentially springing back to life. So if we spin the camera around and we sit down in the chair, you can see we've got the Class AB power up happening there on that Vitus Mono. The same thing, we zoom in, you can see there. We zoom back out there, we can see that the server is going through its process. The little white light on the second screen at the bottom will flash, or the second light on that will flash periodically as it's going through its startup sequence. And obviously the DAC is talking to the MPT-8 in, as you can probably read there. I hope you can. The last thing we played when I would have switched this off 6 weeks ago was a 192 kilohertz track, because that's what's written here on both the server and the DAC. So everything's working. There's obviously no power lights for the Plexar, and it stays on all the time now that I'm back home again, and it runs just, in the background. And obviously since we turn the mains on out the front, we've got a light on the Kuzma, so it's in standby mode. Everything else is essentially sorted out. I'll let this completely warm up, let the amps get a little bit of heat in them, and then we'll play something on here, and you guys will hear it when I do. Probably see the big smile on my face when I hear this system spring back into life again. But anyway, talk soon. One last thing that I should have mentioned and I didn't is my my iPad is dead flat, so it is got to be charged up, so we won't be able to talk to anything until that's sorted out, and once that's going, we should be able to actually talk to the server and fire up some tunes and get it all happening. So that's charging now. Everything else is ready to go. We just essentially have to wait a few minutes until that goes, and then we'll make some music. The other thing worth mentioning here too is that you didn't see me fire up the Vitus preamp, and that is, at this stage, I'm only using the Vitus preamp when I'm using the turntable. If I'm streaming or I'm playing CDs, I just use the preamp in the MPD-8 because it is world class as a analog volume control. it's as good as anything I've ever heard. So there's no point in putting another set of wires in and creating another loop in the signal path if you don't need it. So obviously with the turntable I do. I've got to run the phono stage into the preamp and then out and off to the monos. But while I'm only streaming and at this stage that's all I'm doing, I take the preamp out of the equation. As good as it is, and it is a stunning preamp too, it's world class, but it's just, why do we need two world class preamps in a system when we can keep it simple? And simple in this situation is always the best way to go. So anyway, we'll get some music going soon. One other thing that I thought I'd better mention since I've got home and I've unpacked everything is the video that's been doing really, really well on the channel just recently. The one where I went out and shot the video with Randy. With all the second-hand gear that Randy had in his wonderful home, big home, with just gear everywhere. Randy gave me a mug. And I'll put it in front of the camera there so you can see it. That is Randy's mug. Randy, I'm sure you're going to be watching this, and your very, very, very understanding wife. So as I promised you I would show you, there it is, everybody. If you haven't reached out to Randy in Manila, make sure you do. Have a look at the video if you haven't seen it, and reach out to him because he's a top bloke. But Randy, there's the mug. It's going to take pride of place here in the listening room. See you soon. Okay, everybody. So I just fired the tablet up, and it's just comes back to life. It's taken me about 5 minutes just to get enough charge in the battery to be able to at least fire it up. And look what I was listening to, and now I remember when I was last in here, and the track I was listening to was Asia, of course. So what I might do is I might just push play, and I'll give you a 60-second short so this whole video doesn't get demonetized or potentially blocked. Either one we don't want. And I'll give you a listen to it. Now it's warmed up, kind of. It's been sitting here on idle for about, I suppose, 30 minutes now, and these monos don't need much more than that. They do get up to operating temperature quite quickly. It's one of the things I love about the Vitus monos. So I'll pause and I will start up a short. So watch for the short. It'll drop after I do this video, and you will see what happens when I literally press play wherever I was on that track, which looks like I was about 10 seconds in that track actually when I paused it, which would have been the last thing I listened to before I went away. So anyway, a little bit of fun for the channel, for everybody. We'll do that again in a minute. Hang around for that.